Hello, I'm Max Cheney. In a moment, we'll hear from Debbie Welsh on the role of the coach. I trust you have already looked at the overview for online coaching training, the coach, and the philosophy of coaching. These sessions will help you put this one in context. In the role of the club coach, the ideas of where the coach fits in the club structure and appropriate, relevant and effective feedback in support of members' needs are discussed. Debbie, I'm interested in where the coach fits into the structure of the club.
Thanks, Max. The coach has an important role to play in the club. The coach's primary role is to provide feedback to members in the club meeting setting, and when the coach does this, he or she acts as an evaluator. When the coach provides advice outside the feedback scenario, or from time to time runs training sessions and tutorials, then the coach acts as a mentor.
So how does the coach fit within the training team?
The training team comprises the training officer and the club coaches. Usually the club president will also be involved in the training team so that the program reflects to some extent the president's vision of where the club is heading. The training officer is ultimately responsible for preparing the club training program, but will consult with club coaches in so doing. The coaches then will provide feedback to members which is consistent with the club training program and the needs of the club members.
So how does the coach work within the framework of the club program?
The coach is an essential part of the training process and should be actively involved in the preparation of the training program. The training officer is ultimately responsible for preparing the training program and will assess the needs of members and prepare a plan based on the members' needs. Then the club coaches will provide feedback also with these needs in mind. Generally, a coach should not just pick up on any point on which he or she wants to comment. The coach should be aware of what the training team has considered will be helpful for the member and also be aware of what the member wants to achieve.
Okay, Debbie, surely the coach sometimes deviates somewhat from the program when giving feedback.
Yes, certainly it does happen where a coach decides that it's important to go his or her own way in the comments that they make. But it is important to temper this with understanding the purpose of the training program and also the needs of the member.
How does the coach give feedback for group exercises then?
The increasing use of interactive and group exercises means that this has changed the way that a coach operates. For instance, if you decide to have an activity like Just a Minute, it would be impractical for a coach to give feedback on every speaker. In some cases, this could be up to 20 speeches and could take up most of the club session. So in this case, the best thing for a coach to do is look at the purpose of the activity and comment on how successful this has been, rather than commenting on individual speeches.
And what about giving feedback on the business part of the meeting?
Well, coaches should have a good understanding of meeting procedure, and having this understanding should still have an empathy for getting the business done, even if it's not always by the book.
So, how does the coach add value to his or her role?
A coach should continue to develop skills and knowledge, learning more, and above all, continue to do what they do now more effectively. The coach provides an essential role, that of evaluating members' performances and using selected areas as teaching points for individual members and others. The coach needs to be aware of the training officer's purpose in any program and the members' needs. Feedback should focus on assisting in achieving this purpose and those needs. Remember, You are part of the club training team. Be active in the development of your club's program and make sure you keep developing your skills.
Thanks, Debbie, for this session on the role of the club coach. In the role of the club coach, where the coach fits in the club structure and appropriate, relevant and effective feedback in support of members' needs have been discussed. It is important to remember that the coach is part of the club training team. Make sure you do the test for this session. The next session we recommend you watch is Select, Explain, Demonstrate.